As military weapons in the world advance, higher technology is needed on the seas in order for countries to protect themselves, and new and incredible military ships and boats are being made to counter bigger threats. You might not know this, but there is a war happening right now with some countries like China building a navy and trying to challenge the USA. But warfare changes, and so do navy ships. Join us now as we take a look at some of the most incredible military boats. Sea Hunter. The United States Navy has a new ship called the Sea Hunter. Is a 132-foot long, 135-ton medium-sized vessel that can be operated without a single crew member. In fact, it can cruise around at sea for 90 days without a crew and has an estimated range of 10,000 nautical miles. This highly autonomous unmanned ship could revolutionize U.S. maritime operations. Its purpose is to locate and track enemy submarines using a high-frequency fixed sonar array and has the option to use mine countermeasures. It is the first ship of its kind and can operate on a fraction of the cost of a fully manned destroyer. This autonomous trimaran only costs $20 million to produce, and so it's very likely that the US Navy will build more. We know you like to hear about weapons, but currently, the Sea Hunter is unarmed, but there are plans for that to change. What it will be armed with is classified, and it's likely high-tech stuff. One thing is certain, the AI is still being upgraded, and the Sea Hunter became the first ship to autonomously navigate from San Diego to Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and back. We're sure we haven't heard the last of the Sea Hunter. FS Forbin. The FS Forbin is a Horizon-class guided missile frigate that belongs to the French Navy. One look at the frigate and it's clear that it has a stealth design. The task of this ship is to protect aircraft carriers, capital ships, and civilian ships from supersonic missile attacks. The Forbin was launched on March 10, 2005. It is fitted with all the latest in radar and electronic warfare and is heavily armed with anti-air, anti-ship, and anti-submarine weapons using its 2x Mu-90 torpedo tubes. On the deck, it has 2x Otto Breda 76mm super rapid autocannon guns and 3x remote-controlled Narwhal 20mm naval guns, and it carries one NH-90 multi-role helicopter. It is propelled by a combined diesel and gas propulsion system using 2x GE LM2500 series gas turbine engines that develop 31,280 horsepower, and 2x SEMT peel stick diesel engines adding another 5,875 horsepower, which drive 2x 4-bladed propellers. This gives the Forbin a max straight line speed of about 30 knots or about 34 miles per hour. But all this high-tech design and technology comes with a high price tag of $610 million. SAS Mendi. The South African Navy has a frigate that definitely fits in the futuristic ships category and is quite a sight. This Valor-class guided missile frigate that is heavily armed and equipped with a mix of weapons designed to counter various land, air, or sea threats. On the deck sits a 76mm 67 Otto Breda compact gun at the forecastle, and aft of the deck gun is 16 vertical surface-to-air missile launching cells. Defense for the stern comes in the form of a 35mm Denel dual-purpose twin-barreled cannon emplacement which is above the hangar door. It is also equipped with a pair of 4-cell Exocet surface-to-surface missile launchers. A pair of Super Barricade chaff decoy launchers protect the ship from missile attacks, and it has a pair of 20mm Oerlikon close-in weapon systems to defend against point attacks. And we haven't even got to the air wing, which consists of 1 or 2 Westland Super Lynx 300 Navy helicopters. Electronics include a Thales Air Surface Search Radar Suite and a Rautek RTS 6400 fire control system. The 397-foot-long, 3,700-ton Mendi is powered by 2 diesel engines and 1x gas turbine generating propulsion through 2x shafts. She can reach a top speed of 30 knots, or 34 miles per hour. The cost to build this ship, $655,000. The Juliet Marine Ghost. The Ghost stealth boat was designed by millionaire entrepreneur Gregory Sankoff of Juliet Marine Systems to fulfill roles of offshore fleet protection, general coastal security, and support of spec ops. It forms the shape of an inverted V that sits on wing struts attached to engine nacelles operating under the waterline. The 38-foot-long hull has an angled, stealth-minded design with a sleek forward section that has 2-inch thick ballistic windshields. The operating deck of this futuristic ship seats two people side by side, the pilot and the co-pilot, and in front of them an all-glass instrument panel. When resting, only the hull of the vessel is exposed, but when it gets moving and achieves a speed of 8 knots or better, the hull lifts out of the water as the wing struts move inward towards each other. The power plants are inside the 62 feet long submerged buoyant tubular foils which are attached to the wing struts. Each of these engines puts out 2,000 horsepower, allowing the Ghost to reach a maximum speed of 50 knots, or 57 miles per hour. One of the biggest features is how smooth the boat speeds over the water without the hull touching the waves. Compare it with a regular V-hull design and you can easily see the difference. The Juliet Marine Ghost is expected to take on a role similar to an attack helicopter and outfitted with lethal weapons and tracking and engagement technologies. The expected price tag for one of these advanced boats is only $10 million. M80 Stiletto. This new US Navy SEAL boat was unveiled in 2018, and it's stealthy, ultra-fast, and it can go places where other boats and ships can't. It is the M80 Stiletto designed and manufactured by Knight and Carver. It was created to surpass the tough requirements of US Special Operations Forces such as the US Navy SEALs, who have been using this watercraft for a variety of missions. But the boat has more than just an incredible futuristic look. It also holds a surprise for any would-be enemy. Inside the 90-foot long by 40-foot wide Stiletto is another boat. After the stealthy craft reaches its objective, a ramp in the rear can lower to launch a 36-foot long rigid hull inflatable boat with room for 12 fierce and fearless Navy SEALs and their equipment. Unlike the common V-hull, the Stiletto uses an M-hull made of carbon fiber that is designed to lift the craft out of the water at high speed, which reduces its acoustic signature, drag, wake, and the way water hits the hull. But that's not all. The M-hull design delivers a platform with enhanced stability for its onboard surface drones to take off, and it is even loaded with underwater drones as well, which can be launched out its rear door. At full speed, it can reach 70 miles per hour or about 60 knots and can get 500 miles out of one tank of fuel. We said it can go places that other ships can't, and that's because of the craft's very shallow draft of about 2.5 feet, giving it access to shallow waters or reefs. However, it can punch through 13-foot ocean waves no problem. Although the true cost is unknown, some experts place the cost at a cool $10 million. HMS Dauntless. The Dauntless is only the second ship made of the Type 45 or Daring-class air defense destroyer which was built for the Royal Navy. This sleek-looking guided missile destroyer packs a heavy punch. It is loaded with 3 Patriot surface-to-air missiles totaling 48 cells and 2 Harpoon anti-ship quad launchers to combat an enemy ship. It has plenty of guns and is fitted with 2 x 30mm Oerlikon guns, 2 x Phalanx close-in weapon systems, 2 x miniguns, and 6 x 7.62mm machine guns. The ship relies on a twin-shaft integrated electric propulsion system, which uses 2 x Rolls-Royce WR-21 gas turbines that deliver 20,000 horsepower, and 2 x Wärtsilä 2700 horsepower generators, and 2 x Convert Team electronic motors putting out 27,000 horsepower each. That's a ton of power for an 84,500-ton warship, and it can reach a max speed of 29 knots in a straight line. USS Zumwalt. The Zumwalt-class guided missile destroyer was the world's first stealth warship. Laid down in 2011 at Bath Iron Works in Maine, it was commissioned into the US Navy in 2016. This newly designed and highly advanced destroyer is 600 feet long and weighs 16,000 tons. Its stealth design gives it the radar signature of a small fishing boat and is armed with 80 Mark 57 vertical launch missile silos that can launch surface-to-air missiles, short-range Sea Sparrow, Tomahawks, and it is also equipped with 2 30mm automatic cannons, each with a concealed 31.5-foot-long howitzer barrel. The Zumwalt's main punch was supposed to come from 2 155mm advanced gun systems which could fire 10 rounds a minute of the long-range land attack projectile, a $50,000 GPS-guided shell that could hit targets accurately up to 80 miles away, and it could guide all shots fired at the same target. However, the ammunition was cancelled because costs rose to $566,000 for each round. It might come as a surprise that the ship was built around the guns, but all this is about to change. The mission for the Zumwalt has also changed, and instead of being used to go after land targets, it will now be a ship hunter, allowing it to attack enemy ships while staying hidden. Main power comes from two Rolls-Royce MT-30 marine gas turbine engines generating 104,930 horsepower. The system also generates 78 megawatts of electricity for the ship's systems. The thing about this ship is that it came too little too late, and each with a whopping $7.8 billion each. That's half the cost of an aircraft carrier. There are only 3 of these ships now out of the 32 planned. These will now carry the Maritime Strike Tomahawk missile with a 1,000-pound blast fragmentation high-explosive warhead and the most powerful lasers put to sea, like the LAWS laser weapon system. We hope you enjoyed the video. We want to know which one of these you liked the best. Sound off in the comments. And if you liked the video and want to see more, then click on the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and you will be the first to know when a new video arrives. Thanks for watching.